All right, we're live. Good evening, everybody. Tonight is Thursday, the 26th of March, 2015, and we are having our second Bluebonnet Hangout. So for those of you that are able to join us, welcome. We're able to see down in the bottom right-hand corner as viewers log in and begin to watch the broadcast. And for those of you that are watching the Hangout for the first time, one thing we need to tell you is that even though we broadcast live, it automatically records the broadcast, and we upload this not only to our YouTube page, but also to our website. We embed it onto our website and onto our website page, so you should be able to watch it at any time afterwards. We definitely had a lot of people watch the last video we made. And once again, tonight we have our special guest, our shotgun buddy, Kathy Alba of Kathy Alba Photography. So say hi, Kathy.
Hi. Great to be here tonight. We're looking forward to the new Bluebonnet season.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, guys, we have got a lot of information to share with you. Kathy, it's amazing how in a week's time the whole scene changed, right?
Yeah.
I mean, last week we were talking about Southeast San Antonio because we had to start somewhere, you know, until you get on the ground and they start to bloom. This is one thing people really have a hard time understanding, especially when they write us on the website and ask us, oh, you know, are they going to be blooming at this particular time or something like that? And it's like, you never really know. I mean, you can watch for the plants on the ground and everything, but until you get out there and you start seeing the bloom status, things can change on a dime. So
I don't think people realize these are wildflowers, and they pop up every year. It depends on where the seeds blow. It's not a garden that's been planted. It's not something that they pop up in the same exact spot every year at the same time. Sometimes it's hit or miss. Sometimes they're fabulous in one area. Next year, nothing.
Yeah, Kathy brings up a really good point. So for those of you who might have started watching us, or those of you who just didn't realize over the years, I actually live in Washington, D.C. So, and I fly down every season. I'm a middle school teacher as my day job, so I fly down on my spring break, and I also fly down on the weekends during the season to do all the reporting on the road trips and stuff. And bluebonnets are not like the cherry blossom trees here in Washington, D.C. They are not trees that stay put in one place. So you cannot go back to the same field year after year, or the same spot or the same route, and see exactly the same fields. What happens is one year they'll bloom really well, but what happens is they usually bloom out their seed bank, all the seeds that are in the soils. And so it can be beautiful one year, and you can go back, Kathy, I know we've done it a few times, you can go back to the exact same field and there will be nothing. Nothing, nada. Okay? So for those of you that are coming from out of state, and you know, you might read in a book or you might read somewhere else that these certain roads are good places, you know, to drive to see the bluebonnets. Sure, it's a good place to start. But what you have to do once the season and the bloom begins is you then have to watch for current sightings, and it all depends on the weather conditions. So the Texas Hill Country has a national reputation as a place to see bluebonnets. But they've had a drought for the last 4 or 5 years. So there have not really been any bluebonnets out in the Texas Hill Country except for 2012, and then that was in a very small area near Llano.
Yeah.
So I know everyone has to make their travel arrangements, and they're all booking their hotels, they're flying into Austin, they want to go see the Texas Hill Country. But guys, you never know until they start blooming. So keep that in mind. And so as Kathy and I were talking before we hit the record button, the theme of tonight is cut and shoot. And in Texas, that means stopping on a dime, turning around, changing your plans, and heading somewhere else. And that's what we're having to do for this upcoming weekend for our Bluebonnet road trip. So I fly out of Washington, D.C. tomorrow afternoon. I'll be touching down in San Antonio, and then we'll be hooking back up with Kathy. She's going to pick me up from the airport. Yay! Don't have to pay a cab. And then Saturday morning, we're heading straight out. And the place to go this weekend, the area is southwest of San Antonio. So
Yeah.
last week we talked about southeast. I mean, we had to start somewhere, and we had to give you guys something to start leading towards. So we showed you pictures and videos and all that stuff. But once people start hitting the roads and checking things out, it's like, oh, wow, they're either early or it's going to be a wash in that area. So we'll know this weekend once we get down in that area, take a look and go, nah, you know. Or it'll be, oh, okay, give it a few more weeks. But if stuff's blooming, you know, to the west of that area, along the same, you know, line, east and west, then, I don't know. You would think they would be blooming by now, I think.
I think they should. They should be. I'm North San Antonio, and I have really noticed the bluebonnets thickening up very quickly within the last week.
Yeah. And then also, North Texas people, DFW peeps, the lesson, the word of the season is patience. The bluebonnets are teaching us lessons this season, and it is patience. Guys, I know how easy it is to forget all the cold winter weather when the temperatures are 70 and 80 degrees. But it was just a few weeks ago that Dallas had 4 inches of snow. There was ice. You guys were having the coldest temperatures you've had in a long time. And it slows down the bloom. And that's why the bluebonnets are coming in a little bit later than they have in the last recent years. Now, another thing that was happening, and I think it's all human perception. We want to blame it on the bluebonnets, but really they're just doing their thing that they've always been doing. So a lot of us were seeing those mavericks pop up in January and February, and we're thinking, oh my God, the season's here, you know, and it's like, I've been down that path before, and Mother Nature and the bluebonnets kicked me to the curb. So when you start seeing those mavericks popping in January and February, that's typical. It's very typical. And so you just kind of have to watch the weather. We might actually have a meteorologist from Oklahoma City watching us tonight. So if you're out there, hey, hope you're enjoying it. And it all depends on the weather between, you know, the time those mavericks start popping and then the fields really get to bloom. And like we saw, cold weather came in, slowed everything down. So North Texas, you guys just sit on your hands for a while.
Well, and I think they need to remember the rolling effect. Watch what's happening in the south.
Yes.
And that's where it starts, and it'll slowly move up north.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's slowly, and sometimes it just pops really fast. We did get a report of bluebonnets blooming south of DFW Airport, and the reporter described it as overnight. And that can happen. I think 2012, like the whole state popped at the same time. I was shocked. It was like, oh my God, where am I supposed to go?
Yeah.
So
2012 was a great year.
Huh?
2012 was a great year.
Oh, that was the year of Mock Road and Ennis.
Yes. And since then, the last few years since 2012 it's been hit or miss. It's
been nice. Last season was just nice. It was average. Nothing spectacular. The bluebonnets were on the short side, though. I think there'll be areas of Texas where, you know, the bluebonnets will be normal size up to your knees.
We've had a lot of rain. I've been here now. This will be my 6th year, and I have to say this year I think we've had more rain than I've seen since I moved here. So
well, and you also moved right before the drought, too. I mean, yeah. And I launched my original website, Texas Bluebonnet Sightings. I launched that in 2011, right at the start of the drought. So imagine driving miles and miles around Texas and seeing nothing. I mean, and then these little short bluebonnets, and I'm like, oh my word, just these little tiny things. And it's like, that's why I think everyone's getting confused with the grape hyacinth and the Texas bluebonnet, because the bluebonnet's been so short for so long. But yeah, 2012 was a nice year in certain areas. It wasn't good in other areas, but Llano, outside of Llano, and also Ennis was a great year too. Okay, we've got lots of announcements too. First thing, it's been a long time in the making, but we finally made it happen. And last night we were at our screen printers, and we now have T-shirts. So I'm wearing one of the new T-shirts. So just to show you guys the design. Oh, my camera's kind of.
There we go.
Anyhow, so what it is a bunch of bluebonnets in the shape of Texas with the word love across it and stuff. So I meant to bring up the online store. Just go to the website, and we have a graphic on the sidebar on the right-hand side, and you can go ahead and click, and it'll take you to our online store, and you can purchase the T-shirts. For right now, they're just ladies' T-shirts, so sorry, guys. Didn't know if you would like the design or not, so if you do, just, send me an email or something saying, hey, what about us guys? That's fine. I can have some more made. I have not announced it to the Facebook page, so if you're interested in one of those T-shirts, I would highly suggest you buy it really soon, because I can only bring so many down with me on the airplane. I have, oh, Kathy, you would be in tears like I almost was an hour ago. It was like I have all these T-shirts, and it's like, how am I supposed to put them? And 2 pieces of luggage. So, anyhow, so Kathy's been a part of the birthing of the T-shirts, the Bluebonnet T-shirts. So portion of the proceeds go to our nonprofit, Forever Bluebonnet, so there's no need to feel guilty while you treat yourself to a T-shirt. So we'd appreciate the sales. So if you find that what we've done over the years has brought you value, and that our philosophy and what we believe in is a worthy cause, and we would certainly appreciate your support. Also, we made a new Facebook page. Our Texas Bluebonnet Sightings Facebook page, we have always kept the focus to be on current sightings with location details. That's why we have not allowed people to upload pretty bluebonnet pictures, because when they do that, it can be misleading and confusing for the season. You'll see that when you're watching other Facebook pages that have a Texas theme, and someone will post this gorgeous, beautiful picture, and the way they write the post makes you think that that's what's happening in that area at that time. And I know better, because it's like, oh no, that's not that field, and it's not blooming like that right now. So I've always kept it so that that kind of stuff wouldn't happen, because I didn't want the kind of confusion and misrepresentation to happen. Have you seen that on other Facebook pages as well, Kathy? That
A lot.
kind of,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, I have.
So
and I've posted pictures from previous years too, but I always make sure I put down that looking forward to the new season. This is
exactly.
14, but yeah, very misleading. People think, let me rush out, I want to see these bluebonnets, and that's there.
Yes. And that's not fair, because it just misrepresents Texas, and there's no reason for people to go out and spend the time and then be disappointed, because that's not a fun road trip, in my opinion. So we made a new Facebook page. It is called Bluebonnet Love. I'll show it to you guys, just the cover shot of it, when I'm showing you the map for the updates and stuff. I have opened up that page for you to upload photos and videos and stuff from any season. The only thing I ask is for pro photographers. You are not to post any call to actions or links that take people off the page. You are allowed to post as your business page to the page. That's fine. And definitely watermark your work. Guys, I have photos stolen off my website and my Facebook page all the time. So if you ever submit anything to us, definitely put your watermark on it. We do have guidelines for that on the website for the pro photographers and stuff. We don't want you to plaster it right in the middle real big or anything like that, because that just sort of takes away from the experience. But we definitely encourage you to watermark your work too. Also, we have a campaign. Okay, Bluebonnet season is going to start, and we'll talk a little bit more about this one field called the League City Field. I hope that anyone that follows us does not stomp the bluebonnets, okay? But we realize there are yahoos in the fields. We do have a page on our website called Bluebonnet P's and Q's. Can't believe I had to write it. But obviously people misbehave in the bluebonnets, and one thing people definitely do is trample them or set their children on top of them. And we want to do a campaign to raise awareness this season, and we're using the hashtag Don't Stomp Bluebonnet. And we'll give more information on the website as the weeks go by. But what we want you to do is whenever you're in a field and you see that it's been trampled or it's been stomped, take a picture. Take a picture of all the ugliness, because we are going to air our dirty laundry about stomping bluebonnets. And when that happens, I have a particular service that goes out and seeks that hashtag from all the different social media channels and puts it on one page. And so you'll see all these pictures by the end of the season of all these fields that have been stomped, and we're going to promote it because people need to quit stepping all over the bluebonnet. Guys, when you do that, you kill the plant, therefore it can't set seeds. Therefore, there's no more bluebonnets in the future. Okay? If you ever wonder why some fields are no longer blooming as well as they have, take Old Baylor Park in Independence, for example. I was told by Washington County Visitor Center they've been reseeding that field all the time and they can't get it to come back. It's because people are stepping all over the thing they went there to take pictures of. So,
and I've been in plenty of fields. You can find a spot where there's no flowers. I mean, you can make it look like you're sitting in a field of flowers. You just find a spot where they're not thick, where there's a bare area, sit in the middle of it. You've got all the flowers around you. It's possible. You don't need to stomp.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll get off our high horse on that one. So anyhow, we're going to talk about our road trip coming up. So we're going to get to the map. The one thing I definitely want to say, while we are on the road, it's really hard for us to make reports to the website and stuff. So the 3 channels that we will be broadcasting our sightings through, we are definitely Instagramming. So if you are an Instagrammer, go ahead and follow us. We don't have much activity on that channel right now, but we will once we get on the road. And then also we'll be uploading our videos to the YouTube channel. So the YouTube channel is under the name of Texas Bluebonnet Sightings because it's under our old website name. We haven't merged it yet. And then the Instagram is under Bluebonnet Love. So you can find all those links on the front page of our website as well in the top navigation bar. Okay. You got anything else to say, Kathy? Have we said all the announcements we need to say?
I think so.
Time to get to the map. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and screen share. Also, there's an app for doing questions and answers. We haven't really played with it very much, but you can ask us questions. All right, so do you see my screen, Kathy?
I see your website.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay. So just wanted to show you guys, in case you need to come back and watch the video again, where it is on our website. The front page of our website is the one that has really gorgeous photos of the 2 photos of Venice and stuff. So this is the front page of our website, and under the homes area you go to the Bluebonnet sightings, and then I'm posting these bloom status updates under Bluebonnet Hangouts. So once you come to the date, then you'll be brought to the page. After this broadcast has been stopped and recorded, YouTube will process it, and I will embed this video on this page. But right now I've got the map that I'll be using tonight embedded on there. So it'll be just like the one we did for last week, where I embedded the different resources and things like that. So let's get started on the map. All right, so just to let you guys know, I'm starting to learn a little bit more on how to use this map. So you just have to get in there and use it and then understand, oh, I shouldn't have done it that way. So you can turn things on and off. That'll help you. But what I've done is I'm going to talk about the shaded areas first to kind of give an overall update for the state. So when I have taken an area and I've shaded it in red, I'm just telling you guys to proceed with caution. I'm not saying that it's ended yet or anything. It's just that those bluebonnets have been blooming for a while, such as Corpus Christi. And then I'll make notes for that area to let you know. And so I'm using 3 status categories: caution, watching, and go-go. Okay, so red is the caution one. If you're in the Corpus Christi area, sure, drive around, see if you see some bluebonnets, but we would not make a trip specifically to Corpus to see the bluebonnets now. They've been blooming for a while, and I got a photograph earlier today, and it looks like the grasses are starting to overtake in the Corpus area. So, and as we said earlier, the theme of tonight's video is cut and shoot. This was the area we were talking about last week, south and southeast of San Antonio. Proceed with caution on that one. So if you're coming from the west, from the Houston area, and you're traveling to go to Poteet, sure, drive through that area. See if you see something. But we wouldn't necessarily come to this area specifically and spend a lot of time until we had a chance to look at the fields and see how they were doing. Areas in the kind of orange, those are watching status, so we have had reports of different fields here and there, but they're not significantly blooming yet. We did have a, I thought I made one for this area. So Texas Hill Country in this area right here, it's in watching status. We've heard stuff about a few bluebonnet patches south of Marble Falls on Highway 281. We reported that last week. Either Monday or Tuesday of this coming week, I will be going out to Muleshoe Bend and Turkey Bend to check out those fields for those of you that know of those OMG fields in that area. Kathy, remember the Muleshoe field from last year?
Unbelievable.
Guys,
The best field I've ever seen. It was amazing.
Oh my God. So here's the thing. Ratchet down your expectation. If it blew up like that last year, do not think that it's going to blow up like that again this year. If it does, consider yourself lucky. If it doesn't, that's the nature of the beast. That happened to Mock Road after 2012. It blew out its seed bank. So it's had it hasn't really been blooming very well for the last couple. It's been blooming okay. It's been blooming nicely, but nothing like it did in 2012. Okay, north and north central Texas, guys. The lesson, the word of the season is patience for you guys. So all of you that are asking me on the Facebook page, what about the DFW area? All that, slow down. We haven't heard anything except for that little popping of a patch south of DFW Airport. Ennis is not ready. We've spoken to Ennis twice. We actually have the personal phone number for Ennis, so trust me, we're talking to them on the phone, getting the most recent update. Nothing's going on in Ennis. You might see pictures of a maverick here and there, but they are not beginning to bloom. Ennis expects to peak mid-April, okay? So, also, Brenham, Grimes County, Washington County, Montgomery County. Got a report today from Montgomery County that they're starting to put their blooms, you know, kind of like a little bloom head going on and a little blooms here and there. So, you know, it's possible that they're beginning to wake up. So we would say if you're up for a road trip, sure, go to Washington County, Grimes County, Montgomery County. Check out those fields. Fields like Navasota Field off of Highway 6, for those of you that know that one. Also, we need a report on the Whitehall Field. That would be nice to know how that one's going. And also on Highway 290, the Chapel Hill North Field that's next to that rustic furniture store. If anyone who's in that area can just kind of go and walk into that Chapel Hill Field, it'd be nice to know how it was doing. It wasn't very good last year, so it might have blown its seed bank out for a while. Kathy, you haven't seen that field, have you? You really haven't been to Brenham.
I have not been to Brenham at all.
Okay, all right. That was a really nice field a couple of years ago. It was really big with lots of bluebonnets. And so a lot of people from the Houston area, as they're headed to Brenham, they stop at that field to get pictures and stuff. So anything that's in a watching status, sure, take a road trip, okay? But don't expect to find too much. And if you do, then consider yourself lucky, and we would certainly appreciate the report. Interstate 10, you know, still there's chatter and stuff, but we haven't heard that they're really blowing up in any particular place. Just watch for the standard places such as the Luling exit, the Flatonia exit, Schulenburg, and then Columbus are the major areas. Someone wrote a question before we got started on the hangout. They live in Katy and stuff. Let me tell you, for Katy, my God, for the last 4 years, Katy people have been looking for a bluebonnet field, and no one has ever been able to report one to me. So all I can say for Katy people is head to Sugarland, to that Telfair subdivision field. Well, actually, their area. I'll zoom into it now. That's blooming nicely. I saw some really pretty pictures today from that one. So Telfair is a subdivision in Sugarland, and it is the blue star right here. So it's marked on the map, and what it is a master plan community, and so they have a little lake, and around that lake is a paved walking path, and then they have purposefully planted wildflower patches and areas, and the grass is mowed except for where the flowers are. So it's one of those places where you can feel comfortable bringing the kids and stuff and taking pictures, but do not plop your child into the bluebonnets, please. We already had somebody put a big old bottom plop on them and crush the bluebonnets and stuff. So if people are doing that and trampling those flowers in those fields, I wouldn't be surprised if the HOA and the subdivision shuts down the road and stops people from the outside going to that field. So make sure you're respectful of their community and do not trample their bluebonnets there. Also, we had conflicting reports on the League City field. So those of you that live in the southeast Houston area, League City, I don't know what's going on down there, but every year we get told that that field has been mowed or something. Maybe y'all are fibbing to us because you don't want people coming to that field, Kathy. I swear. It happens every year, and I'm like, are there two fields? And everyone's getting confused. So at first we were told that the Highway 96 field was mowed down, ropes were up, and there was a sign that said no trespassing. So over the years, we've had people tell us, oh, that land's for sale, you know, whatever. And I thought, oh, maybe they sold the land. But then today, oh my goodness, I can't think of the reporter's name. She was so nice to send a picture of her in a gorgeous bluebonnet field on Highway 6 and Lawrence Road. So those of you in that area, if you heard that that one field was mowed, I don't know the story of it. I'm trying to figure out, are there two fields down there? But supposedly there is the field. It's the field with the little lake on it, the little stock pond thing. So it made for a very pretty background. A lot of people get their pictures there, but the problem is you got to get to that field quick because it gets trampled. So those of you that go to that Highway 96 field and you see trampled bluebonnets, please take your picture and hashtag don't stomp bluebonnets, all right? To stop this sort of behavior. It's not fair. All right, and also for the Houston peeps in the downtown area, TC Jester Boulevard near 610, we have video on our Facebook page of that little strip of bluebonnets and stuff. Probably need to get down there pretty quick. The grass is starting to overtake it. So anyhow, it's at that star right there on the map. All right, so Kathy, did you hear of any reports of stuff over the last week or so that I might not have covered?
Down in, was it the Castroville?
Oh, okay.
I've heard Castroville has got some great bluebonnets out there, which is an area I have not driven for wildflowers. I've been out there, but never went that direction for wildflowers. So I've heard that area is popping right now.
Okay, so was there a picture of a...
There is a picture. There's
a
photographer.
Did you bring it up? Should I give you the screen?
Yes.
Okay, so just to let people know, Castroville is west of San Antonio off of Highway 90. I used to live on the border in Del Rio, and I drove 90 so many times. I'm very familiar with the road. All right, so let me give you the screen. All right, you can share now, Kathy.
Okay.
And then make sure you present to everyone.
Is it presenting right now?
Yeah, I'm see. Ooh, now it's back on me. Let me make you. Sorry, guys. We're still learning. Here, I got you now. I'm going to have you present now. There you go. Now you're up.
Okay. So this is a photographer, Larry White. He has a Facebook page, and he drove down toward, I believe he went down to the Hondo area and stopped over in Castroville. And this is the Zion Lutheran Church right off East Highway 90 when you turn into Castroville.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
So
that's
a beautiful field of bluebonnet.
Yeah, that would be a nice shot when you get that white church in the background as well.
And he's also said that if anybody's interested in poppies, I did not know poppies grow over that direction, but there's a lot of yards and fields with poppies. Here's one.
Oh, that's
Isn't that beautiful?
Very nice.
Here's also near the church.
Yeah, it looked like there was a cemetery between the field and the church.
Yeah.
Oh, those look like, oh, you know what? I think you're facing the bluebonnet field from the church because it looks like bluebonnets in the back.
Right over here.
Yeah, exactly. So how's this northwest side of San Antonio doing around you, Kathy? Because it was starting to wake up last week, but I haven't seen much chatter on it.
I haven't heard a lot about northwest San Antonio. Now, okay. I'm on the north side, and I'll tell you, they really are.
Yeah, you want to stop presenting, and then we can see you.
Okay. North side of town, they're really popping up on the access roads, 1604 near Stone Oak, on both sides of the road, actually, both sides of the access road. If you go north 281, just past 1604, I drove up there, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and couldn't believe how thick the bluebonnets were in the median. They're absolutely gorgeous. Now, you can't pull over. It's an extremely busy road, but, I mean, to drive up 281 right now, I didn't go too far up. It's right near 1604 where they're really thick. Now, typically, 281 usually does pretty good. If you
in that median it does, yeah.
And if you keep going straight, which you'll be heading towards the hill country, typically you'll start to get the bluebonnets and you'll get different wildflowers. I'm not sure how they're doing further up the road, but right there near the 1604, it's gorgeous. But
that's also like the gateway to the hill country. So if you're starting to see them thicken up there, then it's like, okay, let's see how much further north on 281 it's doing. Once again, we'll be in the hill country. I'm going to be sharing my screen to go back to that southwest part of San Antonio. We'll be in the hill country the week after Easter, so we're going to check that out. And I can probably dip my toes into the hill country next week to give everyone an update. Are you seeing the map now?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, let me move my Google. All right, so the place to talk about tonight is southwest San Antonio, southwest of San Antonio. And this is where Kathy and I will be making a beeline to. Now, the Google Maps only allowed me so many layers, and so I wasn't able to highlight all the roads, so I'm going to run the cursor where the other roads are. I'm going to turn off all the regional stuff so we can look at the roads now. So, southwest of San Antonio, I'm telling you, if you want to take a Bluebonnet road trip this weekend, go, 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 go. It's going. All right, it looks beautiful. The photos I've seen on Facebook, it's wildflower fiestas. So it's sandy bluebonnets, it's Indian paintbrush maybe. I think there's some Indian paintbrush I've been seeing. Then it's the drum and phlox, it's the white prickly poppies. So guys, and I think I mentioned this last week, there are certain landscapes with bluebonnets, and they're in different parts of Texas. That's what makes it so much fun chasing bluebonnets, is you can go to a different part of Texas and you're going to see a completely different landscape. So if you really haven't seen these wildflower fiestas, it is time to come on down and enjoy them. They are putting on a show. So one area that we have heard a lot about is Poteet, Texas. Known for their strawberries and their strawberry festival, or at least they used to have their strawberry festival when I was a kid. They are known this year for their bluebonnets, sweet, sweet bluebonnets. So they're along Highway 16. There is farmland. In fact, a couple of years ago, me and Kathy and another follower got onto some private land there, And the guy, the owner, he had like, several pastures that were anywhere from 60 to 80 acres apiece. It just covered in sandy bluebonnets. So that year we dropped down from 1604 down 16 and stuff. So just make sure you go south of Poteet. I don't know how this little stretch is, so I'm not saying if I mark a road, it doesn't mean that it's beautiful all along the road. I'm just making sure you know where that road is. So depending on how you're approaching the area, you'll know that's a place you need to try out. Also, Highway 173 between Jordantown and Pleasanton, going on over to Divine, you'll see bluebonnets, wildflowers along this area. But the one road we've heard a lot about, and I wasn't able to mark it with Google, but I'm going to zoom in so you can see it. This part of FM 2504 isn't really, it's okay. It's not anything spectacular, but it's a little hard to see these roads on the Google map. But off of 173, you can take this FM 2504, and we've heard that. Kathy, are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, because all of a sudden I couldn't hear the buzz from your mic. I didn't know if I had stopped broadcasting. So we've seen that about this area right here, it starts turning into just fields and miles of sandy bluebonnets all along this stretch right here of FM 476. So 2504, when it hits this junction, turns into, what was that, 476? And up to Somerset is like one of the best places in this area right here. So we are making a beeline to this area on Saturday morning.
It's a change for us. Originally, we were hitting southeast San Antonio, and now we hit southwest.
So we're definitely heading that way. And then also we had some reports of bluebonnet fields. Not sure how you pronounce it, whether it's Lytle or Little, Texas. But it's right. It starts right about in this area, and then through Divine, and then down into Moore and stuff. So, lots of roads you can try. I've heard mixed reports on Highway 97 between Stockdale and Floresville. It's like one report said there wasn't anything there, but another report said, oh yeah, that kind of like that field that we saw last year with the lone oak, Kathy, that we showed last week. Mm-hmm. It sounded like maybe it was there, but it's possible that the landowner sprayed again. So maybe we'll swing out that way anyhow and check on that tree since it's our favorite tree. But there are just lots of roads in this area, and we're going to be driving them. But like I said, I wish I would have been able to highlight this one road, but Google Maps was acting silly on me. And then trying these roads between Somerset and Lytle, Texas as well. So that's definitely the area to go to. Except for that one spot, we would say the rest of the state, and except for Corpus Christi, is still waking up. I mean, wouldn't you say the same, Kathy?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, okay. So it's, and I'm starting to feel it too. It's like, golly. At least Brenham should be starting by now, but we always come into Brenham so early anyhow. So, let's talk about, north and north. I want to highlight some places for you guys to check out if you're in north central Texas. This is a road that I drove down several years ago, and I could see the potential for a massive amounts of bluebonnets when the season was right. And I'm wondering, let me see if I can get rid of the orange. I'm definitely going to drive this on my way sometime in the next week. But for those of you in the Waco area, somebody go take a cruise on 84 towards Mejia. But what you want to do is turn off this FM right here. I'll zoom into it. I think it's something like 1181, 1180, something like that. And in this desolate area, there were small bluebonnet plants. Oh, let me see if I can find the road. I wasn't prepared to talk about this field. It just kind of popped into my mind. I think it's this 73. Yes, because it's on the way to Coolidge. Along this road 73 here, you get into this desolate area here. Man, I'm telling you, if they got the right rain, and I was watching the rainfall maps, I think they got it. This would be a 360-degree view of nothing but bluebonnets if what I think is in those fields ever pops. So I'm definitely going to check that out. Last year also between Highway 70, Highway 31. So I always typically I drive this highway to get to Ennis and stuff a lot each season because I'm coming from down south. But last year the Highway 31 corridor was really nice too. So I don't get much activity from people in Waco and stuff. I don't know if they don't follow me, if they're not onto Facebook, or they just don't talk about their bluebonnets. But there's some nice areas when they have the right amount of rain and stuff. So as we talked about before, Ennis, it's not ready to go. Also, we got a report on Mansfield. Blooms are starting up in Mansfield, so that's a place to check out in the DFW area. Also, Fort Worth people, you are always asking me every year where bluebonnet fields are, and I can never help y'all out. The closest bluebonnet fields I know of to the Fort Worth area is over here in Cedar Hill at Cedar Hill State Park. They have a nice field kind of patch. Oh, actually, they have a field that you have to hike into a little bit. That's actually really nice. So you could call them at the state park, ask them how their bluebonnets are doing. Also, along the spur on 408, oh my gosh, a couple of years ago, or was that last year I was there? It was great. Plus, they have these really, Kathy, they have these really big side-sloping hills, so you can get those really cool, nothing but bluebonnets and people in the bluebonnet shots, but it is a very highly traveled road, so it's high traffic as well. So, unfortunately, Fort Worth people, we don't know what to tell you. So check Mansfield. Sometimes we get reports on Burleson, but we never get reports of the fields. And then, of course, there's a flower mound. There is a spot where the bluebonnets are along the lake in this area. Check out either our website from the 2014 season or check out TexasBluebonnetSightings.com, our old website for 2013, and there's some reports on that field as well. We don't have a status report for the DFW peeps. We do not have a status report on the JCP, the JC Penney field in Plano. Oh, just to let you guys know, I forgot all about this. I can't believe I did that. There's a photographer, a portrait photographer in the DFW area by the name of, her business name is Elise Alex Photography. Her name's Elizabeth Alexander, if anybody follows her. And she was actually instrumental in doing a fundraising campaign with our nonprofit to reseed the JCPenney field in Plano. Well, we raised money, and then when it came time to donate the seeds, JCPenney's decided to step up, and they bought the seed to reseed the entire 10 acres of their field, but we don't know how they're doing yet. They wound up buying what's called, the seeds that they bought were not scarified or scarified, however you want to pronounce it, which means that the seed coat is all roughed up. So when you rough up the seed coat, they'll germinate really quick. And they did not buy that type of seed. So we might not be able to see the fruits of our labor this season. It might be a couple of seasons out. But just things to keep an eye on in the DFW area. I don't think we'd really, purposefully go out on a bluebonnet road trip up in that area this weekend. But if you happen to be driving around and you see stuff, then, definitely give us a shout out. So for right now, that's what the status of the state is. So you guys are welcome to use the map. As I said, it's embedded on the website page. And I will come off of this. Let me see. I got to get back to. Are you still there, Kathy?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh gosh, I thought I was talking to myself there for a while.
No, I'm here.
So, well, I'm trying to think. Do we have much more to say? We might actually come in under an hour. Wouldn't that be nice? So, something I like to do is I don't mind sharing with people some of the what I call pony tricks. Kind of the lessons I've learned along the way in trying to plan a bluebonnet road trip. I wonder if some people wonder, well, how in the world do they know where to book their hotels and stuff like that before we hit the road? Now, Kathy's kind of lucky, I got to admit. I'm the one booking all the travel arrangements. She doesn't have to do anything except drive.
I just drive.
And let me tell you, I certainly appreciated her doing the driving last season because you're worn out
Yeah.
by the end of the day. As many hours as we put on the road, getting in, getting out of the car, getting excited. I mean, our adrenaline's always just pumped up and stuff. So it was really nice to have Kathy drive. She's going to drive this year, which I appreciate completely. So I want everyone to hear me tell her that I appreciate it. If you're driving by yourself, especially when you're on the scouting trips and you can't see the blooms, you develop one year, 2012, because I drove a lot of the Texas Hill Country, and then Ennis, I developed what I called Bluebonnet neck. And by the end of the trip in Ennis, it was like, dang, why is my neck so sore? And then it dawned on me, all I was doing was this, looking for bluebonnets. So be careful.
It's not easy, and we've both done it by ourselves. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
drive for hours and hours, and much easier if you've got somebody watching the road, watching the field.
Yeah.
Trying to do it by yourself
It's also safer, too.
much safer than driving yourself off the road looking at a flower.
Also, it allows me to be over there doing everything, letting everybody know where it's at. So, and if I can get a signal, I'm already uploading videos to YouTube, but usually it doesn't work out. Oh, so back to what I was starting the conversation with. So how do we make our travel arrangement? So we always are within driving distance of a place to put our heads. Maybe I shouldn't say this on the internet, but I actually book reservations in several cities all for the same weekend. So for this weekend, we were booked in Brookshire because Brenham was sold out already. I think people are catching on to me. Also, they have the Antiques show in Round Top this coming week. So everything, oh, well, that's a good piece of advice to everyone. If you are trying to find a hotel room in Brenham, Texas, for this coming weekend, this week, or for next weekend, Easter weekend, oh, honey, you might as well hang it up because not only are people going out there to see the bluebonnets, but they're having that antique thing in Round Top. In fact, my sister-in-law is dragging me down there. I'm like, she baited it with, oh, well, we can go see bluebonnet fields. And I'm like, we're going to be stuck in traffic on that little road in Round Top. But I do got to get me some buttermilk pie from Royers, so, I'll always go to Round Top. But I don't think we're going to get too many bluebonnets in. Oh, so back to the hotel stuff. So I'll book hotel rooms in a bunch of different towns. And then what we do is we hit the road, and it's that cut and shoot, turn on a dime. It's like if the fields aren't popping in one direction, well, I have my little app for my hotel, and we're canceling the hotel reservations in that one, turning around and going to another town. So that's just a pony trick that we kind of do when we're on the road, so we cover our bases. And also, I fly Southwest all the time down, man. They don't pay me to promote them, and I don't have a sponsorship from them, but let me tell you, their change policy is the best thing in the world because I can cancel flights and I get a credit. They don't give me back my money, but they give me a credit, and it makes it a lot easier to book your travel for bluebonnet season when you have a lot of flexibility, because that's what you have to have, and that's what I always tell everybody that writes me who's traveling from out of state. When should I come? And I can't tell you guys that till we see how it opens up and stuff, but the best thing to do is to make travel arrangements that allow you to be as flexible as possible. So there you have it.
Yeah, definitely plan ahead.
And I'm booking my stuff out 2 months in advance.
You have to. I wanted to make a last-minute decision to run up to Big Bend. No hotels available at all.
No. Let me tell you, I used to go out to Big Bend all the time for spring break. That time of the year, Big Bend is always booked. There's only campgrounds, and then the primitive camping out on the desert floor, and then there's the inn up in Chiso's Basin. And then after that, any lodging that you get or any place to put your head down at, you have to drive 30 to 45 miles out of the park to get to places like Terlingua and Studi Butte and Lajitas, where there's still not that much lodging. So I mean, if you ever hear in the fall, October and November, that the Big Bend area is getting a lot of rain like they did this past year, you want to definitely start booking your lodging then if you want to see those chisos or Big Bend bluebonnets that are 3 feet and higher. I had someone tell me today they found one that was 61 inches tall. I'm 63 and a half.
That's pretty
It's
cool.
almost as tall as me. Those are tall
Wow.
bluebonnets. They're a completely different species than, of course, than the Central Texas or the sandy bluebonnet and stuff like that. So, see, I know I wrote stuff down to make sure I didn't forget anything, but I'm kind of, oh, you know, when Kathy and I hang out here, we don't want to just be us. So if as the season gets along, if you're in an area that you can help report on how things are going, then send us an email through the website. We'd love to have you as a panelist. We have room for 10 people down below. You can't see it because there's only 2 of us, but when it populates, we'll have 10 little heads, talking heads going there. So more the merrier. I asked one person if they wanted to join us, and they were like, "Oh no, there's nothing really to report in the area." So I said, "Well, we'll do it, next week." But for this weekend, like I said, we're going to be Instagramming all our photographs out. Okay, whether or not we wind up linking them to the Twitter account or the Facebook account, I don't know if I'll be able to get that done or not. But they will definitely be populating a map on the website. So if you want to watch where we're at, what we're seeing, you want to make sure you're at our website, bluebonnetlove.com, and there'll be another sightings post. And I probably won't put that up till about late Saturday or Sunday, probably Sunday, maybe even Monday. But at least you'll know what was there and stuff. Okay, maybe I'll try to put it up when I got to lay over in Houston tomorrow. All right. I promise, Kathy, text me and have me keep my promise that I will post the page with the Instagram map tomorrow. That way people can watch us while we're actually going. And don't worry, I have the map refresh every hour, so you guys can't find us in the fields. We got to watch out for stalkers.
I know.
Stuff, It's like, no, I'm not putting a refresh of 10 or 15 minutes on that map because I know how Kathy gets when she gets in the bluebonnet field.
There'll be a little delay.
I'm like, girl, we gotta hit the road. She's like, no, one more shot. So anyhow, somehow in this hangout stuff, there's a way for you guys to ask us questions and answers. So look to your side of your hangout, and we're still trying to figure out this Google Hangout thing. So if any of y'all are really good at it, and I know if Damon Lane out of Oklahoma City, if you are watching this, I want you as a panelist just so you can show us all the neat features of Google Hangouts.
Yeah.
He's the chief meteorologist of the NBC affiliate. I hope I'm getting that right. Coco? In Oklahoma City. I don't know their channel number. I was supposed to look that up. But if you are watching right now, dude, I want you down there, talking head, and then teach me how to use this because he uses it a lot. He gets together like every week with people, and they all talk Oklahoma weather, which, I heard they had really bad weather or something like that.
Yes, last night.
Yeah.
And touchdown.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
We know.
I believe there was, I know Tulsa had a touchdown. And
wow.
I think there was another city, but yeah.
A
lot of bad weather last night.
And when you guys are out hunting bluebonnets, always check your six. Look behind you. 2012, I was not paying attention. Remember the tornado that hit Dallas and they showed that semi?
Yeah.
With trucks being lifted up. You know where I was when that was happening? I was traveling Highway 31 to Corsicana between Waco and Corsicana. My mom was calling me. She said, Perry, there's tornadoes in DeSoto. And I'm like, damn, Mom, that's up north. Duh. I was headed north. I was not watching behind me. I was not watching my six. And the dry line blew up behind me on I-35. And by the time I got to Corsicana, I had to take shelter at the La Quinta there. And I have video of watching this cloud come in and I could start to see the funnel coming down, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna try to run this thing. And I got in the car, and I was on Interstate 45. The whole time my brain's going, no, 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 because you're gonna get in traffic, you're gonna get stuck. Go back and seek shelter. Went back, and of course, I'm such a tornado freak. I mean, I want to see it, because I ran from a tornado when I was a kid on foot. When I first moved to Texas, my whole family had to run from it on foot as it hit the trailer park further down the road. We're out in the country. We heard everybody screaming, and so I have a fascination, and I want the luxury, not that I want it to hurt anybody,
Yeah.
but I want the luxury of watching a tornado go by. So I'm out there filming the darn thing as it's coming down at us, and it went back up. I saw it go back up in the clouds, and then sure enough, that sucker went over the hotel and touched down on the other side. And I'm over there like, oh, I'm going to go to Ennis. And they had tornadoes all up in that area. And then I saw the footage, and it was like, oh, that was kind of silly.
Carrie, if you think I'm bad in the Bluebonnet field, we're going to be in trouble if we have bad weather hit, because you know me and a camera.
Oh, God. Oh.
You might be dragging me into the car.
Yeah, and well, we got 3 minutes, and we can end on time. I don't think I'm going to announce it yet till we kind of work out the details a little bit more, but we might have a very interesting additional shotgun rider when Kathy and I are out in the Texas Hill Country. And the best part about it, we're going to have a drone.
We're so excited about this, because we've been talking about attempting to use a drone at some point, but
Kathy and I are such tech geeks. We've actually ordered wireless microphones, but mine came in. Did you get it?
I haven't checked my mail yet.
What are you talking about? Amazon told me it was delivered.
Yeah, I haven't checked the mailbox. I paid for I know for mine.
Oh, you don't have it. They don't deliver it to your doorstep.
No. I have to go.
Oh, God, it's getting kind of personal here now.
I have to go walk with a little key to get
we actually gained a few viewers while we're getting personal. But anyhow, guys, oh my God, if it all works out, because the individual actually the company, they're saying, hey, we can give you footage, if we can make this deal happen. So they're actually wanting my expertise. So we'll see if we can strike the deal. And I'm hoping it'll be when we're out in the Texas Hill Country, because I want them to be able to get what they need when the Bluebonnets are looking the greatest. Whether that'll be in the Hill Country at the time after Easter, we're going to cross our fingers. But but as I texted them back, it was like, you had me at drone. I was like, yes.
Yeah. So I mean, literally, we have been discussing the topic of shooting with a drone now for weeks.
Oh my God! Yeah. And this just came out of the blue yesterday. Oh, and the company, I guess, I don't know how to describe it yet. Because if it happens, we can shoot behind the scenes stuff and everything and all that stuff. But 4K cameras, video cameras. I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna be awesome. So
I'm all geeked out. I cannot wait for this.
Look, I'm just going to be happy if we can do a Google Hangout live out of a Bluebonnet field. That is my goal. Everybody, that's my goal this year. And if I accomplish it, I will be so proud of myself. So, but anyhow,
Are we on time?
We just did it on an hour. So just to remind you guys, we would certainly appreciate your support in buying the Bluebonnet t-shirt. Go to the website, and also I'm going to announce it to the Facebook page Saturday morning. So if you want one, order it now. I'll make sure I set it aside and get it shipped. I'll probably be processing that while I'm sitting in the Houston airport waiting for my connecting flight as well. But other than that, so, hey, we have to do another hangout Saturday night. So, I'm still within the hour. I've got a few more seconds. So we'll do a Google Hangout Saturday night again, right, Kathy? Because now we're on the road.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll try to share all that stuff. Otherwise, you guys get out into the Bluebonnet fields and have a great time. And we are signing out on time. Good night.
Good night.